Okay, we all like pictures, so today's all about pictures and interpreting a picture. So, as we look at this chapter, we're going to be doing a lot of graphing. So chapter 5 is doing a ton of graphing, and I'm going to be providing you with graph paper, so don't worry, you guys who are micromanagers and have to have everything in order and perfect. I will provide you with the graph paper you need, so you don't have to worry about that. But today it's picture interpretation. So as we're looking at this, what we're going to try to find out, Nate, is how do we want to kind of set up our graphs, what is required, what is not required, and how to label our graphs. Many of you have done this before, some of you haven't, but as we're looking at it, I want to just kind of standardize so we're all doing the same thing. So, here's our first graph. And we're told at the top a graph should have the following: a title, a scale on both axes, and units of measure on both axes. So those are the kind of things that we're looking for. So here's Lana. She makes home deliveries of groceries for a supermarket. Her graph shows her distance from the store on her first trip of the day. You ever seen Peapod? Those trucks that deliver groceries? Okay, that's kind of what this is. So she loads up her truck in the morning from the store, and she's going to make her first trip. Now this is the graph of her first trip. So let's think. What are some reasons that the graph is like it is? Give me some thoughts. Talk to me here. Why do we have flat spots and angled spots? Gabe? Okay, this is when she's at rest. Okay, when would she be at rest? Okay, so what might be a reason for that small rest? Nate? Okay, so possibility 1. I'm going to put a 1 here. She may be doing a delivery. So a short delivery. So what's this little one then? So you think maybe she's making more than one delivery? If you're a good company, is she going to do one delivery and come back and then do another delivery and come back, or she's going to load up with like 5, 6 deliveries in her truck? Okay, so maybe number 2 is also a short delivery. All right, now, what's this long bar? Brett? She stops for gas, okay? Stops a longer time. What for? Maybe gas, maybe lunch, maybe a big delivery. But either way, she's stopping for a longer time. What happens after that long stop? The line is no longer going up. What's it doing? Now what's the vertical here? What does distance mean? Distance from what? Distance from the store. So would you agree that this part up here, that top spot, is the furthest distance from the store? So up at that top line, that's the furthest distance. So what happens when the line starts coming down? We're starting to go back towards the shop. Notice the line going up here on the left and the line going down on the right. What's the difference? Notice the slants. They're not stopping. Isn't it the same angle? So probably the same roads. What does she do on the way home? She makes one more short stop. So we need to do some labels here. How long do you think it's going to take her for this whole delivery? Let's be honest. She made 4 stops. Okay, she made 4 stops, one of which was longer. How long would you stop at a house to make a delivery? 10 to 15 minutes. So if this much time represents 15 minutes, let's think. 15, 15, 15, so is that about an hour? So let's be even here. 15, 15, 15, 2 hours. 15, 15, 15, 3 hours. So we put units of measure, and what was I doing as I counted over? What was I trying to be? Even. Have you ever had graphs where you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all of a sudden the numbers start getting bigger, and you kind of increase your speed. So you have to be very even as you go across. Now let's talk about distance. How far do you think this person is traveling? A company, how far are they traveling? How far can you travel in 15 minutes in a truck? Who travels 15 minutes to school? About. Caroline, where do you live? Wheaton. How far is Wheaton from here? Okay, but in miles. Anybody know? John? 7 to 10 miles. So let's say that's 10 miles. Because we have to have some kind of good rule of thumb here. If that's 10 miles, then this has to be what? 20. And this has to be 30. Do you know anything that's 30 miles away from here? About? What? What's about 30 miles away, Zach? Chicago's about 30 miles away. Would you expect a truck to go to Chicago to deliver groceries? Maybe. This company is going about that far. So on the side here, we need to put what Gabe said, which was miles. On the bottom, we need to put what? Hours. What else do we not have on the graph yet? What kind of label are we going to put? What'd you say? It's okay.
Distance versus time.
Okay. We have distance versus time of what? Distance versus time for home delivery. Okay? That is our label, so to speak. So as you're drawing a graph, you need to label it. Now, maybe Kyle's units of time may not be the same as Noah's if he was not doing this as a group. Maybe your distances might not be the same. All right, we said 7 to 10 miles. I just picked 10. So it all depends. Let's see. What could be the reason the graphs are shaped? We answered that. Label the sections. We did that. What's the greatest possible number of stops she made at traffic lights? Did you even consider that any of those stops could have been traffic lights? Could they have been? Could she have had traffic light, delivery, traffic light, no traffic lights, and go back home? Okay, that's a possibility. It's not wrong. So what's the greatest possible number of stops she made at traffic lights? 3. She couldn't have made 4 because she had to do a delivery. So you have to figure she didn't stop at the light and deliver at the light, unless it was a construction site delivery or something, which is kind of unusual. Or just throw it out the window. Let's not throw food out the window. I don't think the customer retention would be that good. All right, moving down. This graph shows how the cost of gasoline changes over 1 month. Explain why it's going up, down, or flat. Well, we need some ideas here. The time is over here. The cost is over here. First of all, what do we know about time? What did I tell you? It's over how long? A month. So this is probably day 30. Day 10, day 20. Does the price change every day? No. Otherwise it would have 30 different lines. So the price starts, what's the price of gas about right now? Who knows the price? $3 to $4. Would you say over the course of a month, how much is it going to vary, possibly? How much? 20 cents, okay. So what would you say the price is at the peak? $4, okay. And you said 20 cents over the course of the month, maybe? So we're saying this is $3.80. So there's $3.90. So the price starts at $3.80. How long is it at $3.80? For maybe, how many days? 6 or 7 days? Then all of a sudden it jumps up. Does the price of gas go at a slope, or does it one price on one day and all of a sudden the next day you come and all of a sudden the price is different? Is it just jump? Yeah, the guy just goes in and he puts a new price in, right? So it jumps up. Boom. There's no sloping price. It doesn't like go, you don't watch the price like climbing up from hour to hour. You come in one morning, it's this price. You come in the next morning, it's that price. Then he comes in the next morning, or a day later, and what happens then? It's going up even higher. Now, why would the price go back down? What happened from this day to this day? Lost customers. The guy across the street's got a lower price, and he comes in one morning and realizes he didn't sell much gas yesterday, and so he's got to do what? Lowers his price back down. Gets a little advertising going. Then the guy across the street raises his prices up, and he's like, well, I don't want to lose money, so I'm going to raise my prices up too. So he raises them up. Then what happens? Yeah, so it's price wars. But what do you notice consistently, though, over the course of the month? What's the gas doing, basically? It's keeping on going up. All right? What's the lowest gas price you guys can even remember in the course of your lifetime? $2.60. What's the highest? Okay. The lowest I remember is 62 cents. That was a few years ago. Yeah. The highest I've paid for gas, get this, overseas, was almost $14 a gallon. But that was overseas in Europe. Gas in Europe is very, very expensive. Okay? It's just for some reason. All right, so let's answer the questions. The cost of the gas, what decreases? Sometimes, okay. All right, so as you're doing